Let's now cross to Pietermaritzburg to get the latest on preparations for tomorrow. SABC News sports anchor Stacey Holland is at Comrades House in Scottsville. A very good afternoon to you, Stacey. I know there was a concern earlier in the week about the weather in Pietermaritzburg this weekend, with the SA Weather Service issuing a warning of a cold front. What can we expect from tomorrow?
Well, yes, that is true, but I don't actually feel it. I literally just put on my jacket now. Apart from that, the entire day we've actually had beautiful weather. The sun was out, it was shining. We've just driven actually from Durban to Scottsville. And yes, there was a slight dip in temperature. It is something I suppose every runner does have to be aware of, but in terms of real feel on the ground, not necessarily. And we'll see how that pans out tomorrow. But thanks for that. We did take the drive out, as I mentioned, to Comrades House, and I am chatting to the chairperson of the Comrades Marathon Association, Mr. Mqondisi Ngobo. And there's a lot to chat about because it is known as the ultimate ultra marathon, and there's a lot of logistical plans and developments that take place months and months before this race is actually staged. Just to give you an idea of the numbers, it is the 98th Comrades Marathon. They will be running 89 kilometers. There's just under 24,000 athletes, and there will be 2.2 million sachets of water distributed and just over 2 tons of potatoes. That's just some of the numbers. So to talk about these logistics, let's rope in Mr. Ngobo, and he's also going for his 7th Comrades Marathon tomorrow as well.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a huge operation, I must say. As you said, we launched the race in November. Here we are, just a few hours before the start. But we're excited and we think we're ready. We're 100% ready now for the start. We've just finished our last collections at both expos here at Comrades House, because we have collections here in Maritzburg and at the expo in Durban. And we've just gotten the numbers now. We've about 22,190 athletes collected. So they are going to start tomorrow. So we have about 22,000 starters, the largest number in the history of the town run.
Well, you've also introduced a number of improvements and changes to this year's race. Changes being that the split starts, groups 1 and 2, and then some improvements, the runner bus, for example, and things like that. Take us through those changes and improvements.
The 2 group start is necessitated by 2 factors. One, we are trying to ensure that runner safety. The second one is obviously to enhance their runner experience on the route, and obviously they feel the atmosphere and the spirit of the race. You remember that in 2023, when we were doing the last down run, which was the 48th running of the down run, we had challenges on the route, and obviously you will also remember that we've moved the first group start from the traditional 5:30 start to 5:45 in the morning, and part of that is to get a little bit of twilight on top of Polyshort when the first groups get to that point. And obviously, the Polyshort is not the widest of roads, and it's downhill, and obviously because there are no residential buildings there, it's dark in the morning. We've had to speak to authorities. We've put more the flight lights there to ensure that all our athletes are safe as they run down Polyshort. So we've made those changes, and obviously the second group will then start at exactly 6 o'clock, but everyone will be given an opportunity to have 12 hours on the road, so no one is going to have lesser cutoffs than so the first group the cutoff will be 5:45 in the evening at People's Park in Durban, and the last group will obviously the last gun will be fired at 6 o'clock in the evening by yours truly. That is if I finish before time.
Well, I'm sure you definitely will. You're a seasoned athlete there. Before I let you go, though, there are 3 spectator areas along the route, and maybe quickly chat to us about the 43 refreshment stations, as well as the medical facilities available, 8 physiotherapy stations.
Absolutely. We have about 47 refreshment stations along the route, and we also have 8 elite seated athlete stations along the route for elite athletes to be able to get their supplements that they've mixed themselves, and obviously some nutrition that they prefer to try and enhance their experience as well. These refreshment stations will be packed with all sorts of products, from your Coca-Cola to water to potatoes to amaheu, to the bars, the energy bars and so on. And obviously our medical operation, we pride ourselves as having the largest and the biggest medical operation for a sporting event on the African continent. We will be, from as early as Polishort, we've put some motorbikes there in case there are athletes who may find some difficulties there, but we foresee no difficulties. We've just done the route. It was declared safe from the start to the finish. We're doing final touches, and we did the route rec yesterday. So it's all systems go, basically.
Well, there you have it, and good luck for you in your 7th Comrades Marathon. I think that's incredible. And you're standing here talking to us when you should be in bed already.
Well, I'm sure I've got, the work has got to be done. So definitely, it's always a pleasure, and we always appreciate the support and the message to go out to our athletes and all our participants. We are here to serve.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ngobo. He's the chairperson of the Comrades Marathon Association. He's running his 7th tomorrow. And as you can hear, it's all systems go. It's all about safety, making sure athletes are looked after, making sure spectators are looked after in the 98th Comrades Marathon. From me, Stacey Holland, out here in Scottsville, it's back to you guys in the studio.